All right, good morning, guys. Today, this is a second day of the NEPQ Black Book of Questions. So the goal of this series is to go over all the questions German Miner put into this book, and then what we're going to be doing is we're going to put everything together, trying to create sets of questions in different scenarios, so that we can better to help us in the future sales, things like that. So no matter what industry you are in, it can be real estate, it can be professional sales, like I mean both. So, and I need to sell the clients for this, for that. So this could be a good book to really get my practicing and get my questions in as well. So we'll see. Yesterday we stopped at page 14, right? We talk about a consequence question. Let's review the consequence questions. What would they do if they don't change their situation? Ask one to two of those questions in a normal conversation. It's very important. It's in a normal conversation, okay? But what if you don't do anything about this program and your situation gets even worse, right? What if this product or services you're thinking of didn't get you the result you thought it would? So tonality is very important. When you are having a conversation, you don't really use one tone. You're probably going to use a different type of tonality in here. Have you considered the possibility? Have you considered the possible ramifications about not doing anything about your situation? Have you ever thought about what would happen if you don't do anything about it? So the two have you ever thought about like what would happen if you don't do anything? Or I mean, have you ever thought about what would happen if you don't really do anything? Right? What if? What are you going to do if nothing changes? If you keep doing the same thing for the next 5 to 10 years, right? I mean, what are you going to do if nothing changes? If keep doing the same thing for the next 5 to 10 years, the way you deliver is the first way I deliver was really on a high pitch, like, hey, what if you don't really do anything? What will change, right? And the second way delivery is really more emphasized, like more has more passion in there. What are you gonna do if nothing changes? If you keep doing the same thing for the next 5 to 10 years, right? So you're really concerned about those things, their situation. What if you don't do anything about this and you keep doing something that you hate, right? Plucking what they said that they don't want to keep happening. What are you going to do if nothing changes? If you keep using the type of services you are using now for the next 5 to 10 years? All right. Next set of question is really, it says qualifying questions. How important it is for them to change their situation. I want to get a better understanding of those, right? You have a pain point, but why now though? Ask one to two of those normally during your conversation. Depending on the answers they give to you, they are giving back to you, how important it is for you to change your situation and start something different. Why is that important to you now, though? How would that make you feel to do that? How important it is for you to solve these problems? How do you see this being beneficial to you and your company? What are some ways this could help you? If you could change your CRM or address the bigger data issue, what would it do for you personally? If you could address this foreclosure on your back, what would it do for you personally? Right? Transition questions. Based on what you told me, what we are doing might actually work for you because you know how you said actually. So this is a framework I heard Jeremy Miner said in his how to say his trainings. He said, based on what you told me, Mary, what we are doing might actually work for you because you know how you said plug in their logical, and because of that, it's making you feel emotionally problem. And this is what we do. Briefly, it's my 30 seconds elevator pitch. Um, Briefly describe the advantage and benefits how your situation can solve their problem. Does that feel as if might be what you're looking for? Okay, so I say I'm in real estate. I'm helping a guy in a foreclosure situation. They said that felt overwhelmed and don't want to be living on the street, right? So based on what you told me, Mary, what we are doing might actually work for you because you know how you said you don't really want to sleep on the street, lose the house, and because of that, it makes it is making you feel so overwhelmed and cannot really concentrate on your normal job. This is what we do. We help families in a similar situation like you. What we have done for them was we are helping them to navigate through this tough situation and help them to find the solutions and options. And for the people who actually sold the house to us, they feel like they were able to start a new life, getting started a new chapter. Does that feel as it might be what you're looking for? Right? This is really trying to pitch them, hey, you need to sell the house to me, or we can say, oh, we will successfully have explored options with other families members, with other families. In the past, some families was able to keep the property. Some other families, after we explore the option, they they feel like it's still too much to bear, and they have decided to sell the property. And what they're really looking for was a fresh start. So if down the road, if that's some, if we can after we explore all the options, if some nothing gonna work, we're probably gonna have some hard decision to make. Does that feel like it might help you to? does that does that feel as if it might be what you're looking for? Why do you feel like that though? It is though, right? So it's very important, I think, after we go through these transition questions. It's not really a transition question, it's more like a summarize what they told you and then started pitching your solutions. See, the entire time there wasn't a solution pitching, it was really trying to understand their situation before we go into here, right? I come Then next time is committing question. So do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Why though? So he's using a lot of why in here. Do you feel like this could be what you're looking for? Why do you feel in that way though? Do you feel like this is something you can that will get you where you wanting to go? Why do you feel like it is? Well, I don't have anything to do to go over with you. It looks like we possibly covered what you're looking for. Really, the next step is we're making some type of arrangements for you, whether you're selling, whatever you're selling, you can do wire or card, or at that point, we would tell them the next steps after the purchases. And so in this case, this is really committing. You see, he's asking three why questions. Is really help them to defend their position. Why I need to go with you with your services. What you are providing to me is something that other people cannot really provide. That's why when that he's going through all the why question. Why do you feel like though? Do you feel like this is something you'll be interested in? Do you feel like this could be the answer for you? Do you feel like this is something we can get together? You can do that will get you where you wanting to go. What do you feel like this? So, okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if this. I don't have anything else to go over with you. It looks like we possibly cover what you're looking for. really the next step is to try to make some type of arrangement for you so that we can really the next step is to get proper mortgage statements and or think about like what really the next step is really trying to put on put what we discuss into writing, and then we can get the title work started, and we'll just continue on the walkthrough. It's really closing the transaction, right? All right. So, and then here's another one. What would be appropriate, or how would you like to proceed from here? Here are some examples of NEPQ questions you can use for different situations in your sales process. Pre-situational questions, okay? They are used if you are in a boardroom or just in an office of a prospect and they are waiting for others to join them for the meeting. They're just normal chit chat questions, but they do give you an idea of who this prospect is and more insider info on the actual company. Those are not meant to be used in an actual sales conversation, just a pre-sales. So it's more like a small talk, right? When you add a site or you add a homeowner's house or you add a meeting, how long have you been working with the company? How has your job evolved since you start here? Or how has your responsibility evolved since you start here? It's more like personal questions to him, right? What do you like about your work? What don't you like, if anything? Would you what would your customers say is the biggest reason why they do business with you over someone else? Why do you think that is? What would you what would your employees say is the biggest reason they work here over working for a competitor of yours? Why is that? I think this is a good question to really survey your employees as well. If you don't right now, you better now. um, and those questions help you understand more about your prospect's personality and how they feel about the company and the culture of the organization within a few minutes. Actually, that's pretty true. I have a past should be posed past situation questions. Asking questions about the past is a great way to understand your prospects' behaviors and priorities. Those questions allow you to understand how best to sell to the prospect and dig up their history to allow you to better understand their problems they had in the past. Past situation questions can be used at any point throughout the conversation. They can be used with a variety of different situations depending on what you will sell, right? I say. Those along with situation questions help you see that their past and present situations looks like how they got to where they are now. So this is probably important. Can you tell me some of the things you like and possibly dislike about the company you are using right now? Can you tell me something about something you like or possibly dislike about the lenders you are using right now or servicer you are using right now? What's some of the possible hurdles you have had in the past to solve these problems? This is actually pretty good. I like this one. I'm gonna highlight it. What are some what what's some of the possible hurdles you would have had in the past to solve this problem? Can you give me an example of something recent in which you had to deal with some problems? Can you can you give me would you mind give me an example of something recent last time in which you had to deal with the lender? I mean, what's different about your company today from when you started working here, if anything, right? Can you tell me more? Can you tell me about the changes your apartment has had gone through recently? Has that been impacting you in what way though? So this is a really three questions or two questions in bundled together. I'm probably gonna say, can you tell me about the changes in your apartment department has gone through recently? Has that been impacting you? They say something about, and then in what way, right? What were some of the expectations the company had for you when you started with them? How have those changed over time? What was some of the expectations the company had for you when you started with them? And how those changed over time? What has been your toughest things you have had to deal with recently? Tell me more about it. I need to think about how I'm going to apply to the real sales process, right? Next is what have you been seeing lately as far as market trend? What steps are you taking to adapt to this trend so you don't get left behind? Get left behind. If you could do this over again, what would you do differently from before? Wow, this is those questions are interview questions actually. All right, so more problem awareness questions. So let's do this, and then we stop at the questions to distribute vendor relationship. Okay, more problem awareness questions. Here are more examples of problem awareness questions you can ask in a conversation depending on what you're selling. What you sell. Would you be open to sharing? Would you be open to sharing with me your top challenges you're having right now? Would you be open to, you're not really asking them very directly, what are the top challenges, and so would you be open to share your top challenges you're having right now? um, of those two, which one is the most important to solve? So they may have a couple, like, okay, now we're asking which one is most important for them to solve and the most present, so that's the pain point. Why is it so important to you now though? How long has this problem been going on? I mean, what causing the problem? Tell me more about it. What's the barrier in your way from overcoming this? Who else in the company is having this same problem? What would you what were your expectations when you went with your current company or vendor? What results are they getting to you? I mean, what results do you want if you could though? Can I ask why? What would you change about your situation if you could? Why change that though? What's the biggest what's your biggest obstacle you are facing right now that's preventing you from solving this problem? What area do you want to improve if you could? How much do you think this problem is costing you in loss, revenue, or cost sales? Can you tell me what your biggest priorities are for this year within what can you tell me what your biggest priorities are for this year with your security if you sell data security system? If you could change one thing about your current vendor, what would that be though? What would that be? Why is changing that important to you though? How is this problem affecting your company's sale productions, profitability, or scheduling? How is this problem affecting your bottom line? I mean, in what way though? When you have those problems in such, how much does it cost you to fix them? When you're having those problems in your house, how much does it cost you to fix them? Have you lost clients because of those issues? How much were those clients worth to you financially? How are those issues affecting other areas of your business? How much time are you spending each day dealing with this problem? If you were able to solve it, what would that be? What would that be able to do? What would that mean to you though to do that? How many employees are having to deal with these problems? How much is it costing you to train and employ those people? How people have people in your company laugh over those issues? Do you want to change that? Why now though? How much does it cost to hire and train a new employee? How long does it take to train a new person to be able to do his job or her job effectively? How much does that cost you in lost time? What areas of your business is this affecting? Which one the most? In what way has that had any impact on you? Okay, so this those questions, like problem awareness questions, is really trying to dig into their problem and how, having them to quantify how is that impact either the company or themselves or any other way. It's really basically it's really how is it affect the company itself, and then how is that impacting them, right? So I particularly I like those questions such as the what's the biggest obstacle you are facing right now that's preventing you from solving this problem, right? This is a very general and then generic questions. General questions to have an open up because we don't really know which problem they are facing, right? What were your expectations when you were working with the current company? What results are they getting you? I mean, what's the result do you want if you could though, right? Can I ask why? So have them defend their positions. So this is really how long, what causing the problem, what barriers in your way from overcoming this. Who else in the company is having this problem? Who else has this problem in the family? Those are the sequence I would say at the beginning. So would you be open to share with me your top challenges you're having right now? How long has that been a problem? I mean, what caused the problem? Okay, what barriers are in your way from overcoming? Who else in the company is having these issues? Okay, well, why is that important to solve that though? What would change? What would change? Would you change about your situation if it could? Like, how much do you think about this problem is costing you in loss of revenue or sales or money? Can you tell me what's the biggest priorities for you this year? Or can you tell me what the biggest priority for this year was your data security? Blah blah blah. If you could change one thing about your current vendors, what would that be? Right? Why is that? How is this important affecting your company's sales? How is this problem affecting your bottom line in one way? When you have those problems, how much does it really cost you to fix it? Right? You want to tell me more about that? I mean, have you lost your clients about this? How much time are you spending each day dealing with this problem? Right? And if you're able to solve this, what would you be able to do it? I mean, how much time are you spending each day dealing with this foreclosure? If you were able to solve this, what would you be able to do? I mean, what would that mean to you though? Those are great questions. So today we stop at this consequence question. This is not a consequence question. Yeah, a problem awareness question. So really trying to understand, dig into the pain, right? So tomorrow or next session, so we're going to start with the questions to disrupt a vendor relationship. You're probably going to call them and say, hey, if I'm selling like financial services. So if I'm reach out to a lawyer and say, hey, do you have a preferred vendors you're working with whenever you have this type of situation? The public will say yes. All right. So can I ask how does your ideal situation compare to what you have now with this vendor you're using? That's pretty good. I mean, if there's one thing you could change with the vendor, what would that be? Right. So if you could change one thing about your current vendor, what would that be? Why is changing that so important to you though? So which is then if by saying that, we'll probably have a better understanding regarding what's really important to that prospect. So we want to make sure that the solution we're having, we're really offering that. We want to make sure that the solution we're offering is going to have that element in there. So yeah, so this is today, and happy to go through this in the futures together. And before by that time, just keep practicing. And those are great questions. Go through them one by one by yourself as well. It's going to help you tremendously. And peace. See you next time. Bye.